fishing in the world of smoke and mirrors, man, I think I'm a magician. Cause it's easy to make magic, but when it's right or wrong, it's much harder to make decisions. All I need is the green light. If you ain't ready, you'll get left. Cause I promise my team ride, and we ready for whatever. If wings are made of feathers, then let's let our soul fly like we all on the same flight. Nothing but victorious. B.I.G. we must be notorious. P.I.C.'s the selfies looking glorious. It's hard to capture the strength of a million warriors. So my attitude is DeLorean. Back to the future. If you don't shoot, you don't score. And this is war, so make sure they salute ya. So much adrenaline, there ain't no ignoring us. Tell me, can we live? Tell me, can we breathe? Cause we'll sacrifice sleep if it means staying awake. Will help us live a dream. All we need is the green light. If you ain't ready, you'll get left. Cause I promise my team ride, and we ready for whatever. If wings are made of feathers, then let's let our soul fly like we all on the same flight. Tell me, can we live? Tell me, can we breathe? Cause we'll sacrifice sleep if it means staying awake. Will help us live a dream. All we need is the green light. If you ain't ready, you'll get left. Cause I promise my team ride, and we ready for whatever. If wings are made of feathers, then let's let our soul fly like we all on the same flight. Animal ambition in the world of smoke and mirrors, man, I think I'm a magician. Cause everybody's a follower, following the Kardashians or following religion. But me, all I need is a green light. If you ain't ready, you'll get left. Cause I promise my team ride, and we ready for whatever. If wings are made of feathers, then let's let our soul fly like we all on the same flight. Banging out ridiculous, stars align, the grind is meticulous. Hard to find, the lights can be blinding. With this much shine, it's hard to stay ambiguous. So I tell them to leave witnesses. Cause if you see it, you'll believe it. You believe it, you'll achieve it. We achieve it, that's when we hit euphoria. So much adrenaline, there ain't no ignoring us. Tell me, can we live? Tell me, can we breathe? Cause we'll sacrifice sleep if it means staying awake. Will help us live a dream. All we need is the green light. If you ain't ready, you'll get left. Cause I promise my team ride, and we ready for whatever. If wings are made of feathers, then let's let our soul fly like we all on the same flight. Tell me, can we live? Tell me, can we breathe? Cause we'll sacrifice sleep if it means staying awake. Will help us live a dream. All we need is the green light. If you ain't ready, you'll get left. Cause I promise my team ride, and we ready for whatever. If wings are made of feathers, then let's let our soul fly like we all on the same flight.
Whispers on the wind, names carved in the bark. Echoes in the pines, voices light in the dark. Posters on posts, prayers folding in hands. A digital trail, footprints in the sand. They ain't gone, no, not lost to the breeze. We stitch the stories in the roots of these trees. Hey,
we started a game we never got to finish.
Raise a lantern,
I was just fooling about.
every face, every name.
I wasn't.
A word apart, yeah, we all align. Searching together through echoes in the pines. Searching together through echoes in the pines. Threads on the feet, hearts beating as one. Sister to brother, every daughter, every son. Screens glowing blue, fingers
Are you ready? The time has come. Let the show begin. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey everybody, my name is Duchess, and this is where we talk about true crime and missing cases. We cook, we do a little bit of everything, but tonight I've got some updates that I want to talk to you guys about. We're going to jump in on the Scott Spivey case, and I've got some flyers that I want to share with you guys and give a few case updates. So I appreciate you guys being here. This is my digital house. Act accordingly. Respect other users in the chat and respect the people that are on this platform, on my channel. Debate is encouraged, but you can be assertive without being aggressive. And I appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you, mods, for coming in and joining me for this conversation. Let me go over here and say hey to everybody in the chat. Welcome, Emma Swan, to being a new member. Petty AF also joined the membership. Welcome, Petty AF. Pete AF. Shauna L., thank you for becoming a new member. Note to self, also thank you for becoming a new member. And Sparkfire Creations, thank you so much for joining the Dutch Bus.
Seatbelts, everyone! Double Dutch bus coming down the street.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you guys supporting the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have Rubber Ramada in the house and Meat. Thank you so much for being here, Rubber Ramada. If you guys didn't catch our cooking live earlier, we had all the things going on over there. Hey, nonsense. Packaging candy, so better behave. I appreciate you being here. And of course, you know, Nightbot reminds us, listen, act accordingly, use common sense. Ain't y'all got any home training? Remember to hit the like, share this out, because we're going to do some factual awareness tonight. I appreciate y'all being here. Hey, Steph, it's good to see you. Watch y'all make candy. I just can't get in the mood this year. I understand, Steph. It's been a difficult time for me personally this year, losing my dad and everything. It's just not the same without him being here. Hey, Matthew 256, it's always good to see you. I hope you're doing good. Hey, sis, appreciate you being here. Hey, Baby Boop, hope you're doing good. Thank you for being here. Hope all is well. Cheap Pension, I like that name. I love your avatar. That beach looked wonderful. 20 below here, looking at 3 feet of snow. Oh my gosh, Michelle, don't you be wishing that snow on me. Hey, that Huntress girl, thank you for being here. Appreciate you joining us this evening. Act up and she'll smack you with a wooden spoon. I might. The one that Michelle sent me, I was showing them the apron today and my dish rag and my spoon that you sent me, Michelle. Those are always good to show off. Hey, Bobo, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. So we're going to jump right into it because I got some things to tell y'all. It's crazy. So I've got to tell y'all some things that are going on in Scott Spivey's case because Alan Wilson, he just be out here doing all the things, and I cannot with him. Let's not forget this stand your ground hearing that we've been talking about. There has actually, it's been posted that it's going to be scheduled in January. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that too, because I'm going to do my best to be there in the courtroom. There's no telling how many days it's going to go. I'm sure it'll be at 9 a.m. every day. And I'm going to do my best to be there in the courtroom so that I can bring you all of that information on the Scott Spivey case, since this is local to me. Yes, they were perfect, Michelle, for sure. So I'm going to share my screen because I want you guys to see all of this for yourself. There's been quite a few things that are happening. Here you can see this was just 5 hours ago the Post and Courier posted an article. A stand your ground hearing has been scheduled for February in the civil lawsuit over Scott Spivey's death. The hearing date comes as South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson faces criticism for his recent comments about the case. And I don't know if we'll be able to look at this article, but we're going to see if we're able to read it. I'm hoping that we can. And of course, this is Weldon Boyd showing the cops about exactly what happened. Oh my gosh, just looking at this whole thing on the Camp Swamp Road. This all took place, you guys, back in September of 2023. And as you guys know, Weldon Boyd right here to the left and to the right here in the black shirt and ball cap, that is Bradley Williams. And they are both, they've both admitted to killing Scott Spivey. They have not been charged, claiming self-defense. And Scott Spivey's family is suing these men in civil court for wrongful death. And we've been talking about this case because it is local to me. Hey, Callie, it's good to see you. Welcome in, Forever Army. Thank you for being here. According to this article that was put out 5 hours ago, this comes out of Conway, South Carolina. That's just about 20 minutes to the west of me. A hearing that could decide the future of a wrongful death lawsuit against the men who shot and killed Scott Spivey is set for February, and it comes as the state's top prosecutor faces criticism for comments that he made about the case on his cousin's podcast earlier this month. Yes, we are talking about South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson. He contends that Scott Spivey would have been charged had he survived that 2023 shootout with North Myrtle Beach businessman Weldon Boyd and Boyd's friend Bradley Williams. But the Spivey family disputes Wilson's characterization of the shooting, and they question why the state's top prosecutor publicly opined about this case amid a state police investigation and a civil lawsuit. Jennifer Foley, Spivey's sister and the plaintiff in the civil case, said via a text, "How can my family or the people of South Carolina ever believe Scott will get a fair shake in the South Carolina justice system if Attorney General Wilson is adamant about keeping his fist on the scale?" And again, this goes into about how Scott Spivey is a 33-year-old from Tabor City, North Carolina. He was killed on September 9th of 2023 on Camp Swamp Road in northern Horry County, where I live. Authorities have said that Scott Spivey did not know Williams or Boyd before that day, and Boyd and Williams encountered Spivey near the intersection of South Carolina Highway 57 and Highway 9. That's just 5 minutes from my house, according to the records. And Williams told police that Scott Spivey had been driving erratically and pointing a gun at them. Boyd said Spivey had brake checked him and caused him to run off the road, which is very interesting because according to the 911 calls and witnesses and the camera footage that we've played in previous live streams, it always shows Weldon Boyd behind Scott Spivey. At no time does it ever show any footage alluding to Scott Spivey running Weldon and Bradley off the road. Now, Boyd followed Spivey for miles. He called 911. He told a dispatcher there was another driver who had a gun, and if he saw it again, he was going to take the driver out, according to court records. And when Spivey turned onto Camp Swamp Road, he got out of his truck holding a gun and told Boyd and Williams to stop following him, according to court records. Now, during that altercation, Weldon Boyd and Bradley Williams shot through the windshield of Boyd's truck. We know there was 40 rounds that were shot through that windshield, killing Scott Spivey, by the way, shooting Scott Spivey in the back not in the front. Boyd and Williams have claimed that they acted in self-defense. Hi, Miranda. Thank you for being here. Wilson's office initially decided not to bring charges against the men last year, and in August, he released an announcement reaffirming his position that the shooting was justified. Wilson is in the middle of a heated campaign for governor against U.S. Representative Nancy Mace out of Charleston and has faced criticism for his decisions in this case. And Nancy has been laying it to him, let me tell you. Hey, Chico, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hey, Elizabeth, thank you for gifting memberships earlier. I do appreciate you doing that in the last live stream. If you received a membership in the last live stream, please make sure you thank the person. We do appreciate you guys supporting the Dutch bus over here. Now, despite publicly defending his office's decisions in Scott Spivey's case in October, Alan Wilson asked another South Carolina prosecutor, which AJ and I have talked about this before, to review the investigation of Spivey's death and including whether the AG's office was correct in deciding not to bring criminal charges against the men who shot and killed him. And the October 3rd letter was sent to the 7th Circuit Solicitor Barry Barnett, who was asked to examine the findings of the State Law Enforcement Division investigation into potential misconduct by the Horry County police officers in their handling of Scott Spivey's case. Now, Barry Barnett has done this before for Alan Wilson in other cases, so I don't know if he's still going to get a fair shake. But as part of that review, Wilson requested that Barry Barnett of Spartanburg, South Carolina, by the way, consider whether the alleged misconduct changes the facts and evidence that resulted in the original conclusion not to pursue criminal charges. And the SLED investigation remains ongoing. The Horry County Police Department Chief Chris Leinhart sent an email to county officers last month telling them to send any text messages regarding the Spivey case to him by December the 3rd, according to records that the Post and Courier obtained. And, of course, this latest pushback on Alan Wilson stems from comments that he made on a podcast called Political Pulse. And this podcast was hosted by Alan Wilson's cousin, Joel Wilson. This podcast came out on December the 5th of 2025 and essentially gave the Attorney General an open microphone, which he used to explain why his office decided not to bring charges based on the state's Stand Your Ground law. And this was not a good look, in my opinion. I will definitely not be voting for Alan Wilson for governor. This is local to me, and this gives me the chills. I just cannot with this whole situation. Now, South Carolina's application of the Castle Doctrine, which is also known as the Stand Your Ground, that is a legal principle in South Carolina that protects a person's right to defend themselves in their home against an intruder or their vehicle. And the state law, as it says here, extends that principle to occupied vehicles. But I am still, Alan Wilson, not following how this is a Stand Your Ground Castle Doctrine situation. Weldon Boyd could have at any given time, especially seeing how he is accusing Scott Spivey of running him off the road. Why didn't he call 911 and then choose to go the other way? No, he followed Scott Spivey for 9 miles. That is not standing your ground. That is driving 9 miles in hot pursuit, all while telling the dispatcher that this person pulled a gun and I am going to pursue him, no holds barred, and I am going to take him out if I have to. I'm going to use force against this person. And the fact that he came on this podcast and tried to explain this to the citizens of South Carolina really bothers me. Because based on this law, a person is immune from prosecution if they use force against another person who is unlawfully or forcefully entering their property. This was a 9-mile pursuit down Highway 9. Scott Spivey pulled over and got out of the vehicle and said, I want you to stop following me. And what followed was 40 shots through a windshield at Scott Spivey, in which he took cover in his truck and was shot in his back. The person acting in self-defense must have a reasonable fear for imminent peril of death or great bodily injury to either themselves or another person. And Wilson maintains the evidence collected by Horry County Police Department pointed to a stand your ground case. And of course, Scott Spivey's family has disputed this claim. They have also questioned whether Boyd's ties to the police department, specifically his close friendship with former Deputy Chief Brandon Strickland, influenced the decision not to bring charges. And after recorded calls of Weldon Boyd talking about the case with Brandon Strickland and others were uncovered during Foley's civil lawsuit, Horry County officials requested a SLED investigation into potential police misconduct. Remember, we have Paul Vescovi writing on a piece of paper to show Weldon Boyd that he needed to act like a victim for the body cam footage. Let's not forget that. Hey, Kathy, it's so good to see you, darling. I hope you're doing good. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, Rhonda R60, thank you for being here. Now, during this podcast with his cousin, Joel, Alan Wilson, our Attorney General, said that he told the Spartanburg prosecutor, Barry Barnett, reviewing SLED's misconduct investigation, that he could look at the stand your ground component if he wanted to. He said, I don't have any personal biases for or against anyone one way or the other. But if there is new information or evidence that I would change the analysis, that prosecutor's free to make an independent decision. I'm not telling him what to do. Although he said that Barry Barnett was free to make his own determination, Wilson went to dispute some reports about the case, particularly that Weldon Boyd pursued Spivey for 9 miles before unaliving him. He said there is zero evidence that supports that. Were they driving along the same highway? Yes. People are out there saying he chased him down and shot him in the back. These things are not true. Alan Wilson, sir, what are you even saying right now? Have you listened to the 911 calls? Weldon Boyd told the dispatcher that he was not going to stop pursuing him, that he knew that his vehicle could outrun Scott Spivey, and he was going to put the pressure on him, and he was not going to give up pursuing him. And here you are saying there is zero evidence to support that. This is bullshit. I am calling bullshit on this. Hey, Baton Rouge, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Michelle, the 911 calls are the evidence. Alan Wilson, you need to get yourself in check, sir, because you are not making any damn sense to me right now. You need to go back and watch my live streams. Then he takes it a step further and said, right here, look at this. Wilson then qualified that statement by comparing the facts of the case to a Rorschach test in which people explain what they see in ink blots. I'm sorry. What? What is happening? I don't even have enough.
Do you guys get my drift? Do y'all get what I'm smoking? Do you pick up what I'm putting down?
I'm not.
I do not pick up what anybody is putting down right now. This does not make sense whatsoever. How are you going to qualify a statement comparing the facts of this case to a Rorschach test where people see ink blots? I am done. People can look at the same thing, right? Says Alan Wilson, and they can look at it from different angles, and they have different perspectives, and that's probably what's happening here. No, sir. No, sir. I encourage every person that sees this live stream to go back and watch my previous Scott Spivey live streams where we have played Weldon Boyd's own damn words, spoken to the 911 dispatcher. That dispatcher should have told Weldon Boyd to stand down and not to pursue him. But hell, even the dispatcher didn't say that. You can't even make this up. And then Alan Wilson takes it a step further and maintains that Scott Spivey was the initial aggressor in the case who brandished a gun, and he tried to run Boyd off the road. Sir, where is the actual picture, photographic, camera, damn evidence that Scott Spivey ran Weldon Boyd off the road? Or are we just going to take what they're saying without any proof? We've got the proof on the 911 calls that he pursued him for 9 miles. That is no Rorschach test, sir. But where is the proof that he ran him off the road? I want to see that. I am here for it. I'm going to be in that courtroom. I want to see all the evidence. And Alan Wilson maintains that the 911 calls and the evidence support his assertions. Sir, are we listening to the same 911 calls? Because I'm having serious trouble with this. Michelle said, Scott is the one who could have claimed stand your ground, not Boyd. I agree, Michelle. And then Wilson goes on to say, I'm not defending all the judgment calls Mr. Boyd and his passenger made. What I can tell you is at that roadside, Mr. Spivey had Mr. Spivey not been shot, or had he been shot and survived, he would have been the one charged with a felony. This right here, y'all. And this guy wants to be the governor of my state. I know my husband's home, and I know he can hear me in here. Yeah, I have to drink some Sprite for this because I'm. What the hell? What the actual hell is going on here? Now, excuse me, Scott Spivey's family has argued those statements aren't backed up by evidence, and they point to comments Boyd made in calls he recorded following the shooting. Do you guys remember how Weldon Boyd, let me see if I can pull that up. Give me 1 second. You guys just give me 1 second right here. Hold, please. I'm fixing to lose it. Let me go find this. You just give me 1 second. Need I remind everybody what has been said? All right, hang on. This is from the Myrtle Beach Sun News. I had a good time, Weldon Boyd said, about the Scott Spivey shooting incident. Okay?
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
All right, so let's do this. The following recordings were provided by Scott Spivey's family as a part of a civil lawsuit. The Spivey family's attorney has turned over recordings to law enforcement, and the recordings in this video were edited for brevity and are not in
I
chronological.
got people. I got a judge, a county judge. I've got Brandon with the SWAT team.
What's up, man?
Brandon, where are you at?
I'm in my house.
Can you?
He's calling Brandon Strickland at his house on his personal cell phone from the scene of a crime right here from the jump.
Can you come to Camp Swamp Road off of 9 like as fast as possible?
Yeah, what's wrong?
I had to shoot somebody.
Y'all, right here, right out the gate. He doesn't even call 911. He's calling his friend with the police department at home. I need you to get out here. Stop it.
What? You gonna shoot somebody?
He held a gun at us. He ran us off the road. We stopped to try and get the stuff on the trailer because we were hauling a couch.
But where's the proof of that, Weldon? Show me the proof where he ran you off the road.
He got out, pulled a gun, started shooting at us, and we had to shoot back.
All right. Did you call 911?
Yeah, they're all here. And I've got witnesses that watched him run me off the road, that watched him hold the gun out the window. We have a picture of him holding the gun out the window. And then when he was in front of us, he got out the car.
Hold on. So you got a picture of him holding the gun up in the air, but where's the picture of him pointing the gun at you? Where's the picture of him pointing the gun at you?
Racked the slide, aimed it at us, and started shooting, and we shot back. And then when he got back in the car, we quit shooting, and then he started shooting again, and we started having to shoot again.
Is he dead?
Yes.
Is he dead? Yes. I am so done with this.
I got to be real careful with that because my jurisdiction, we're an investigating agency, so I got to be careful that I'm not showing any.
I know that it's self-defense, and we got.
Do you hear this? Weldon, the non-law enforcement person. Oh, it was self-defense. You know, you're going to believe me because I'm your friend. It was self-defense. This is crazy. Hey, Roxy.
Witnesses that are all saying it's self-defense. I'm a nervous wreck, dude. Why?
No, I'll slide out there, but I got to be real careful. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's just I just don't understand what in the world was going through his head. I mean, the dude just lost it.
Well, I'll tell you what I was told. Well, what I heard not from my people, but from somebody else who knew who this guy was. Says he must have been a pretty big dude because he said he was roiding. He was.
Now they're accusing him of being on steroids. Are you kidding me right now?
On roids real bad. He might have been having some roid rage.
Wow.
This is so unprofessional, y'all. And Alan Wilson is saying that this is the proof that they had the right to do.
Hopefully they do a top screen on him.
Yeah, they will. They will, because originally the coroner's, and this is all me and you talking. This isn't the county police talking to you. Okay.
Okay.
Originally, they weren't even going to do an autopsy on the guy. I was like, and was like, no, y'all need to do one just to cover it in case like a civil suit or something tries to come down the line.
Again, this video is from the Myrtle Beach Sun News on YouTube. This is crazy.
Just to cover you. So, because the autopsy tells you how somebody died. We know how he died. He was shot.
Do they know how many times he was hit or anything?
They'll do the autopsy either today or tomorrow. I don't know. But I was up through it last night talking to him. I was in the shadows last night. I weren't there, but I was in the shadows. But
You don't say. You were in the shadows. Stop it, Brandon. And remember, Brandon resigned before the lawsuit. You know why? Because he knew what was up. Them's hunting buddies right there. Yeah, Michelle, it must be nice to have a crooked cop in your back pocket. That's how they roll down here in my county.
I told Jada last night, and I talked to Daniel. I said, this is one of the hardest things I think I've ever dealt with, having a friend of mine involved in something like that, and I can't be there for him.
You were there for me, and I fully understood what you were saying. I mean, it was, and Ken got there very fast. I mean, Ken was with me.
And Ken too, huh? You got Ken in your pocket too? You don't say. Alan, are you listening to the same calls that I'm listening to?
Me and Bradley pretty quick, so.
Okay. Alan's a good dude, man. I wanted to send the right person down there to you. So.
They
treat you good though?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was fine. I just wish it, I just wish it didn't happen, but, hopefully hopefully they just, it's just all these rumors. I mean, I'm still seeing people saying stuff, and it's just like, damn, y'all. I mean, it ain't like I went looking for that. I pulled off the road. He was parked, and I mean, he basically ambushed us.
Wait a minute. That is not what happened. Clearly, that's not what happened. He didn't want you to come to his house where his parents were, so he got out and said, quit following me. Yes, Michelle, it was a conflict of interest for his buddy cops to be on the case, period. That should have never happened. And he should not have been calling his friends at home when 911 was on the scene. And Fuzzy Puff, I don't have any crooked cops in my back pocket either. That's for damn sure.
Well, here's the deal, dude. You could have been, and I talked to Nate last night too. I called Nate. He was at dinner, and I discussed it all with him. And he said that when I talked to you, to tell you he's thinking about you, but not to worry about anything. Because they had to go to him if they were going to charge you for a warrant. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, and they're not going to, so don't even think like that. But, yeah, you good, man. I hate you went through it, man.
It is what it is. I mean, it didn't.
You hate he went through it? What do you think Scott Spivey went through? Can you imagine what he must have been feeling? This is disgusting. Can you imagine what Scott Spivey's family has been going through? This is unbelievable.
I'm okay with it. I mean, Bradley's pretty quiet, but.
Who's the guy you were with?
That's my buddy, Bradley.
Well, don't tell Bradley you enjoyed that.
I had a damn blast, but.
Let me play that for you again. Don't tell Bradley you enjoyed that. And he had a damn blast. Alan Wilson, sir, are you listening to the same thing I'm listening to? Because how are you going to say that this is a stand your ground situation. Are you laughing at me, babe? He's like, my hubby is laughing at me because I get passionate about this. You cannot tell me standing in a court of damn law that the evidence thinks that this looks like a Rorschach test. What kind of analogy is that? Did you not hear this part that he enjoyed it?
Well, don't tell Bradley you enjoyed that.
I had a damn blast, but
oh my God. And then you have to burp right on top of it. You are disgusting. This is nothing but trash humanity right here. And Alan Wilson is willing to co-sign it. He's willing to turn the other cheek and be okay with this. And I can't vote for anybody to sit in the position of governor if you're just going to allow people to go around gunning people down because they get their feelings hurt and they feel like they got to take out their rage on somebody. No, absolutely not. I agree, Fuzzy Puff. He is a disgusting excuse for a human being.
that's my buddy Bradley.
Well, don't tell Bradley you enjoyed that.
I had a damn blast, but
The police. The SWAT team.
Well, if you enjoyed it, son, you just need to keep that to yourself. And I wouldn't even tell Bradley that because, you know, you just, I mean, I know y'all friends and everything, but you wouldn't want Bradley to accidentally slip up and tell somebody that you said that.
They finished.
Oh, it's a little late now, don't you think? Because it's out there in the public. I'm sure everybody that listens to this live stream, whether you're catching this live with me right now or you're watching this on the replay, I'd love for you to leave me a comment and tell me if you agree with the fact that right here in this article, Alan Wilson, the Attorney General, says he qualifies his statement by comparing the facts of the case to a Rorschach test in which people explain what they see in ink blots. People can look at the same thing, right? And they can look at it from different angles and they can have different perspectives. And that's probably what's happening here. And he maintains that Scott Spivey was the initial aggressor in the case and maintains that if Scott Spivey had survived, he would have been the one charged with a felony. And then if you go down here, it says, Boyd said in one call, Spivey knew I was following him. He knew he had effed up at that point because all the other cars slammed on brakes and was trying to get away from him. And I was like, he just ran me off the road and aimed a gun at Bradley's head. F this guy. And I chased him. Oh, I was on his ass. And his truck couldn't outrun my truck, and he knew it. So, yeah, he was terrified. Are we looking at the same case, Alan Wilson? Because I am having a very, very difficult time understanding your viewpoint on this and the way that I'm seeing this. Now, during the podcast, apparently Alan Wilson acknowledged Weldon Boyd's recorded comments after the shooting were probably inappropriate, but he maintains what's relevant is what Boyd experienced in that moment. And the Spivey family, well, they insist Alan Wilson's contention about what Boyd experienced isn't accurate either. I guess that's also like looking at a Rorschach test. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down here? Now, Mark Tinsley, who is Scott Spivey's family's attorney, said he learned that Alan Wilson planned to speak on this podcast before it was recorded, and his co-counsel had reached out to Alan Wilson's office to tell him about new information that had been gleaned from the deposition of an out-of-state witness earlier this month. And Mark Tinsley declined to say much about what was said in the deposition, other than it sheds light on what happened in the moments before Scott Spivey was killed. And Tinsley said right here, I'm surprised that he's continuing to double down on facts that don't exist. That is a quote from Mark Tinsley. And Mark also said, and he's been made aware that they don't exist. So for Jennifer Spivey Foley, listening to the latest comments from Alan Wilson was surprising, not only because of the pending SLED investigation and civil case, but because of some of the claims he made. It's just bizarre. I just know good and daggone well he's not listening to the same thing I'm listening to. This guy has a lot of nerve. He's more worried about arresting people that have cannabis than he is worried about protecting people from abusing the stand your ground law in this state, protecting citizens from being taken down by another wild citizen in this area because they get a hair up their ass. Fuzzy Puff said, I just deleted a post with a string of obscenities. Listen to this makes me want my head to pop right off my shoulders. Oh no, he did not say most important is what he experienced in the moment. Fuzzy Puff, I feel you. I'm telling you, this shit burns me up. And that's why I wanted to make sure that I played this for y'all. Because Weldon Boyd's, if these phone calls had not been recorded, you people would just assume that Weldon Boyd was telling the truth. But see, what's done in the dark, sometimes God has a funny way of allowing that stuff to come to light. This is the true person right here that you are listening to, these phone calls that were recorded and released. Had these phone calls not been released, we wouldn't even know the half of it. We would not even know that Weldon Boyd said that he had such a good time. That he had such a good time. Remember back over here? And then he had to have somebody tell him, you probably shouldn't go around telling people that you had a good time. You should probably keep that to yourself. I think that was about right here.
Who's the guy you were with?
That's my buddy Bradley.
Well, don't tell Bradley you enjoyed that.
I had a damn blast, but
Be a police. A SWAT.
Well, if you enjoyed it, son, you just need to keep that to yourself. And I wouldn't even tell Bradley that because, you know, you just, I mean, I know y'all friends and everything, but you wouldn't want Bradley to accidentally slip up and tell somebody that you said that.
Well, no worries, because it's already been slipped up and released to the public. So now we all know about it. Now we all know what's going on in this case. Penny, thank you so much for being here. All I know is what I've heard about the last 20 minutes of coming in here. We'll go back and learn more. Penny, I encourage you to go check out the Crime and Corruption playlist. That has all of the Scott Spivey case information. This case is local to me. Yes, and we bring the facts. This is local to me, And the fact that the attorney general is supporting this guy, we've had people fired from the police department, people that resigned because of this. And let's not forget, Horry County was also involved in this whole sexual harassment scandal where they actually basically forced women in the department, made them out to be that they were having an affair on their spouses. And it turns out they were just trying to protect a county administrator who was retiring because they had filed a sexual harassment suit against him. And all the details came out about that. And you know who was covering that up? Horry County Police Department Chief Chris Lionheart. Sure was. He tried to paint a narrative that wasn't true. These people got their hands in so much bullshit. It's unreal. And this is in my county. I'm a taxpaying citizen, and I'm going to speak on my truth. I have to pay. My money goes to help pay their salaries. And I feel like I have to stand up for what's right. Like, I mean, I encourage people, like, know what the people in your town is up to. There's a lot of good old boy corruption going on around here. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back, or I know some stuff on you and I can hold it against you. So, you know, you want to see things my way. Yeah, that kind of stuff. That's not going to fly anymore. We're in 2025. The 80s are over with, okay? We cannot be having people in our pockets and, you know, because we have money, thinking that, oh, we can just get away with whatever. And that's exactly what's happened here in this case. And listen, if Weldon Boyd would have just turned his vehicle around, let law enforcement handle it, if they thought that Scott Spivey was guilty of something, law enforcement should have handled it. But guess what? Scott Spivey would still be alive today. That's what should have happened. They should have allowed law enforcement to handle it and not to take matters into their own hands. Exactly, Matthew. And justice for Micah Francis, because I don't feel like they did her right either. There's just a lot of cases we have going on down here in Myrtle Beach, and I just want to try to shine a light onto those things because it is so, so very important that the truth be told and what's happening. Now, as far as the dates that I've been told, let me go over here and share my screen. This is what I was told today. February the 17th through the 21st have been blocked off in Conway at the courthouse to hold the stand your ground hearing because it will likely take more than one day. Start time will likely be at 9 a.m. each day. So I have got that on my calendar, and I'm going to try to be there every day so that I can report back to you exactly what's happening in court. Fuzzy Puff said, Dutch girl, do you ever get nervous speaking your truth on corruption and criminality in your county? I'm glad you have the desire to do so because Scott could be any one of us. Well, Fuzzy Puff, I'm just trying to do what I feel is right in my heart because I have friends and family and people in my community that I care about, and I would never want to see anyone be treated this way in my community. My parents have been coming here to Myrtle Beach since the 1970s. My parents have had a house here since I was a little girl, a second home. And when I graduated college, I moved here in 1999, and I've been here ever since. It's not like I just moved here. I've been here for a really long time. And it's difficult to speak up about the truth. I understand why some people may feel jaded about that. But if we don't stand up and say something, are we just going to allow these people to become governor or attorney general? I mean, these people are running our state. These people are enforcing the laws in our counties. And this problem isn't just an Horry County problem. Horry County is one of the biggest counties in South Carolina. And it does have a lot of corruption, but we are not the only county in this state that has these kind of issues. And our citizens deserve better. We deserve to be able to know that we're going to face our accusers, that we have a right to justice, we have a right to be heard, that the evidence needs to be shown. That's why when I talk about missing cases, the facts matter. I had somebody leave me a comment saying that I wasn't doing justice for Sebastian's case, that I was sharing information, that none of it was true. I literally got all of the information from the FBI, the TBI, and the news stations, what law enforcement has released. Because law enforcement is not going to tell the public everything when they are performing an active investigation, and it's to protect the case. It is not my job to come out here and influence anyone to think or believe a certain way. I have my feelings that I do express on certain things. But there's a lot of times that I do not express my feelings because people can make their own decisions. But I wait for the court. I wait for law enforcement to come forward and tell us what's going on. But there are times and situations where we have to look above and beyond law enforcement because of situations like this. This is why I have to keep my head on a swivel. We have wonderful law enforcement officers in this county. We have wonderful law enforcement officers in our state SLED agency. But it's the few bad apples that make everybody look bad. And we've got to end it. We've got to get rid of the bad apples because there are people that are willing to come out here and do this job. And it is a thankless job, I know. But the law is the law for a reason. And if you're not going to uphold the law and provide the same justice for each and every citizen in this county and in this state, what good is the Constitution? What good is the law? So I will keep you posted about this Stand Your Ground hearing as we get closer to the dates. Hopefully I won't have anything come up with Mom that I have to go out of town for that week. And I am going to plan to attend court to be there to support Scott Spivey's family, to support his sister Jennifer in court for this Stand Your Ground hearing, because I do want to see justice served for this family. Because if I had not heard all of the 911 calls and all of these other calls that were explicitly released and seen all the evidence in this case, I would not be standing in the position feeling the way that I feel. And I hope that you guys can understand and respect that. So I appreciate you being here, Callie. Michelle said, I was chosen to go in for jury duty and didn't get picked in any of the 3 trials they interviewed me for. I haven't been called for jury duty in quite some time, and I'm kind of glad because I hate it. So I hope you guys will be here for that. Now, I do want to share just a couple of the things real quick before we get out of here, because there are some flyers that I want to give you guys some updates on, so I can let you guys know what's going on in some of these cases. I did want to give you an update on Brenda Stapleton. You're welcome, Forever Army. I appreciate you being here. Now, many of you know I made this flyer. Brenda Stapleton's daughter came into my chat when I was doing a Thanksgiving cooking stream and told me about her mom that was missing. This is not Brenda Stapleton from the YouTube community that we're in. A lot of people have been asking me about that, and I just wanted to clarify that information. Bitter Unicorn, the Bitter Unicorn is her daughter, And she asked me if I would make this missing flyer for her mother. They don't live in the same state, and she was having some trouble, getting information on what exactly was going on with her mom, and she needed some help. So I told her that I would be more than happy to make this flyer. So I wanted to give you guys a couple of updates about Miss Brenda. I did post this on my community wall, so this is kind of a refresher for anyone that may have missed that. And I'm just going down here to take a look at that so I can pull that up for you guys. Brenda has a cognitive impairment. Okay. Brenda Stapleton is missing out of Bremen, Georgia, 74 years old, 5 feet tall, heavyset white female, advanced dementia. She was last seen on November 14th of 2025 at the Motel 6 in Bremen, Georgia. She was reported missing on the 20th to Bremen PD. According to her daughter, Ms. Stapleton was asking to be taken to an Atlanta airport so she could go to Texas and marry Elon Musk. Yes, I believe she's been catfished. And Ms. Stapleton has a cognitive impairment and believes, yes, that she is engaged, y'all, to Elon Musk. Now, the most recent update, and I'm going to share this on my YouTube stream. So let me go over here and pull this up so that you guys can see it. I need to go over here to my channel because I want you guys to be able to look at this actual post. Let me see if I can get this pulled up here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen. All right, here we go. And I tagged the Bitter Unicorn. And again, this is not the same Brenda Stapleton from YouTube. And this is one of the updates that she gave. The daughter says, we know where she is. She is in Houston, Texas. Okay. There's just nothing we can do. We can't serve papers or get a power of attorney with her out of state. She dipped as soon as she got out of the hospital. So we didn't even get a chance to attempt to force a POA on her. She's alive. But until she chooses to come back to Georgia, there's zero we can do. And if we convince her to come back with us and she changes her mind halfway, it's a kidnapping charge. The laws around this are stupid, but we have to do things legally. And then on this one right here, she basically says, we have, as long as she is lucid and staying out of trouble, the police will not do anything without that POA. So, and they cannot get that until she goes back to Georgia again. So I wanted to give you guys an update that Brenda is still not home in Georgia. And it really does concern me because, you know, just because she knows the date and that Trump is president doesn't mean that she can remember exactly what's going on. And I do believe somebody may be catfishing her, that they are Elon Musk. And I know her daughter is extremely worried about her. So if you could just share this flyer and please send out your positive thoughts and prayers for the Bitter Unicorn as she seeks to try to get her mom to come back home safely. That's right, Michelle. It doesn't mean she isn't in trouble. And I'm very disappointed that the police are not taking this more serious. But I wanted to give you guys that update. Yes, Rubber Ramada, Houston area. So if you could please share it out, I would be so great. Because I know that's got to be frustrating. And but this was my mom, like I cannot even imagine what she must be feeling right now. And law enforcement, like I said, did speak with her in Texas. And because she was able to recite the president and she knew what the date was, that was sufficient for them to just let her go. And it's not good. Hey, Terry O, it's good to see you, darling. Thank you for being here. So I wanted to share that with you. And then I also wanted to give you guys another update. This is on Freesia Baker that was reported deceased in Charlotte, North Carolina. I wanted to give you guys an update on that. I had some people asking me if I'd heard about this case, and I did share that. I do have a lot of people that are in that area, and Freesia Baker was a 31-year-old mom from Charlotte, North Carolina, who went missing on December the 4th of 2025 after she dropped her 2-year-old son off at her parents' house. She was last seen driving this gray-blue 2004 Honda Accord with a temporary South Carolina license tag on it. And according to her brother, Fred, Freesia called him around 10:30 that evening to say she was about an hour away, but she never arrived. Now, she was actually found on December the 11th inside her vehicle in the parking lot of an abandoned church on Sanders Avenue. And this case is now being investigated as a homicide. And Lorenza Thomas Inman Jr., age 38, has been arrested and charged with murder. This is such a sad, sad case. And Beatties Ford Road is pretty close to Sanders Avenue. So, and I think there's a police station on Beatties Ford Road. Is any of my Charlotte people in the house? Elizabeth, what you know? I know you're in the area. Elizabeth says, Elon is one of the main catfishes out there. I'm on a site every week. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Yes, you're in this area. Do you know where I'm talking about? Beatties Ford area? I think there's a police station on that area. My dad's business used to be in outside of Charlotte. So I'm pretty familiar with that area. But if you guys could just send some thoughts and prayers up for this young lady's family. I cannot imagine what they are going through with all of this. I know that somebody did tell me that there is a GoFundMe to honor her by supporting her son. So if you guys happen to see that, you know, make sure you check into it to know all the things about the GoFundMe if you want to support. But I cannot imagine. I'm sure her child just doesn't even know what's going on. So I did want to give you guys an update. Chico, do you know how many kids he has? He has like 15 daggone kids by like 7 different women. I can't imagine anybody wanting. I don't even know. Now, there was another positive case ending. This was a case that I had shared about Travis Lynch. I've shared his case before out of Middlesex, North Carolina. Travis has been missing for about 22 years off of Claude Lewis Road. He went missing December 24th of 2003. And there still has been no mention if human remains have been found in this case. So I wanted to clarify that. Travis went missing on December 24th of 2003. He's a black male, about 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing about 180 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. He had a noticeable birthmark on the left side of his face near his mouth and a tattoo of the letter T on his right forearm. And at the time of his disappearance, he was driving this white 1992 Pontiac Grand Am that you see in this picture. And on the night that he went missing, Travis had been visiting friends and he had been drinking. And he later went to his girlfriend's house on Claude Lewis Road in Middlesex so he could sober up before driving. And around 1 a.m., Travis left her house intending to drive back to his own home in Wilson, North Carolina. And he told her that he would call her once he arrived safely, but that never happened. Travis never made it home, and he was never seen again. And when he failed to show up for Christmas or contact his family, their concern began to grow quickly. He got reported missing on the 26th of December, and they stated that his disappearance was completely out of character. He was close to his family. He always traveled home during the holidays. He would have not intentionally vanished without letting someone know where he was going. So this case was a cold case for more than 20 years. And investigators did consider that there could have been foul play, but without physical evidence, remember, there's a key part, evidence, his disappearance remained a mystery. But there was a major case recently where Travis's white Pontiac Grand Am was discovered submerged in water on Old Middlesex Road and Turkey Creek in Nash County, North Carolina. And that vehicle was located by a civilian and later confirmed by law enforcement to be Travis Lynch's car. So they believe that this car has been underwater for many, many years. So they are working with the FBI submersion evidence team to conduct a detailed forensic examination of the car and the surrounding area. And officials are hoping that this evidence will prove critical insight into what actually happened to Travis after he left his girlfriend's home that night. But as of now, no human remains have been publicly reported in connection with the vehicle, and Travis Lamont Lynch has not been located. His case remains active and open, and investigators continue to seek information that could lead to long-awaited answers for his family. So if you have any information about Travis Lamont Lynch out of Nash County, North Carolina, please contact the Nash County Sheriff's Office at 252-459-4121. Because even information that may seem minor could help bring clarity and closure to a family that has been waiting more than 2 decades for answer. Travis has never been forgotten, and I know that his loved ones will want to know the truth about what actually happened to him. And here is the link to that on Facebook if you want to go check that out. Chico says, this is going to sound so bad, but I pray it's not murmur and he just accidentally drove in. Yeah. Well, it was around Christmas. I don't really know what the weather forecast was for that date, if there was snow or ice on the ground. You know, we have to take into account multiple things in this situation. I mean, this case has been going on for quite some time, but I do hope that this FBI analysis team that's working on, you know, giving this critical insight as to what happened, this FBI submersion evidence team that's working with the Nash County Sheriff's Office, I really hope they will be able to help bring closure for this family. Such a sad case, but I did want to bring you guys that update on this very important case, because I know Travis's family really, you know, wants to have closure, and they deserve that. So if you have any information, the link that I dropped has the Nash County Sheriff's Office phone number in it. That would be great. I also just wanted to shine a quick light on a couple of other flyers for people that's missing, to get their faces out there. And I just want to make sure, I want to check a couple of flyers here real quick because I want to make sure that they have not been found. I did see the young man from Jackson, Tennessee named Jacob has been located safe. Praise God for that. Let me go back over here to my page so I can show you guys. I did post that on my community wall, and I just now saw an update. They didn't even give me a last name on this young man, but I just got an update that he was located safe. Somebody was asking me to give more information about this young man, and I'm going to share my screen so I can show you who I'm talking about in case any of you guys saw that. Over here, this is him right here. And I just saw WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News. This young gentleman right here was found safe. His name, I believe, is Jacob. Let's go over here to this article. Hang on. Let me stop sharing this. I got to share my whole screen. I hate when it does this. Okay, there we go. Yes, here we go. This young man right here, Jordan. I said Jacob. Jordan from Madison County, Tennessee. He was actually located safe. I didn't even have a last name. But I did want to let you guys know that he was located safe. I am nobody. Thank you so very much for the 10. I appreciate that. And listen, if you guys know anybody that needs a missing flyer, you can send me their information and tell me where their police report is filed. Send me if their case is on Facebook, if you have the information and a photo, if you need to have a flyer made, I'm always happy to do it. And it's free. Let me go back over here to my Facebook. And there was another case that I wanted to share out with you guys. This was another 15-year-old that was missing out of Craven County. And it's not, maybe she's been found. Oh my gosh, that would be great. It's not leading me back to anything, so maybe she's been found. I'll have to go look at that. This is also, watch out, Cumberland County. I share a lot from them. They have a lot of information on here, and they also share out missing cases, and I see they've got a couple of missing people here. We have Haley Haycock, age 17, reported missing on December the 13th. White female, 17 years old, brown hair, brown eyes, 5'4", 190, unknown clothing, tattoo of a cross on her left forearm. Last seen on Northwest Street in the Falcon, North Carolina area of Cumberland County. They have a lot of crime, a lot of missing people out near Fayetteville, Cumberland County area. I'll make sure to post this on my community wall. If you guys will please go and share this out, I would really be grateful. Hey, Misty Thompson. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Yes, just ask Smiley. I make flyers. It's true. It's true. It's a true story, y'all. And, of course, there's Brenda Stapleton's flyer that I made. We also have, this is a flyer that I think is very important for us to keep sharing. This is Jaden Shug Carpenter. I've covered her case here on my channel. Jaden is still missing out of Maury County, Tennessee since October 7th of 2022. Her sister is desperate to find her. Thank you, Callie, for the $1.99 super sticker. I appreciate you supporting so very much. Jaden is 24 years old. She is a white female with brown hair and blue eyes. She is 5 feet 6 inches tall, 130 pounds. She wears glasses. Jaden is also known as Shug. She has a NamUs case number 99098. She was last heard from on October 7th of 2022 by her ex-boyfriend via Snapchat. Jaden may be staying in the Maury County or Williamson County area of Tennessee. Information suggests that she could be out of state per law enforcement. She has several tattoos. She's got baby girl across her chest in Old English font. She's got Ava and barbed wire tattooed on her wrist. She has a Love is Evil tattoo on her forearm, and she has her nose, ear, belly button pierced, and several small hand, wrist, and finger tattoos. Please, if you see anything about Jaden Carpenter, please share that out. You know, when we get around the holidays, it's really tough for these families. And there is a group that I am an admin for. If you want to come and join the group to help find Jaden Carpenter, please come over and join us. I will drop Jaden's group in the chat. Her sister is doing everything she can to try to get answers to help find her sister. It is sad that Jaden has not been found. And I know that her sister is desperate to get answers. And if you're not familiar with that case, I encourage you to go back and watch those live streams where her sister sat down with me and talked about this case. And let's not forget, we still have Paul Flores missing at a Tumult, Klamath County, Oregon. His mom came, Cherry. She came and spoke to us about her son missing. Paul went missing. He's 40 years old, 5'2", 210 pounds. He has full sleeve tattoos, a Raiders insignia on his chest. You can see that in the middle picture. He wears glasses. Paul was last seen on July the 21st of 2024 near Tumult, Oregon, when he was traveling from California to Washington to live and work. He was going up there because his kids lived in Washington, and so he was moving there in hopes to start a new life from California. Paul had made contact with people via phone that he did not know where his vehicle was, and he seemed confused. Paul walked for 30 to 60 minutes towards the highway after his car broke down, and he texted his niece that someone was going to give him a ride to the Pilot fuel station in Tumult and back to his vehicle. His vehicle was later found on July the 26th of 2024 on an OHV trail north of Tumult, Oregon. His family actually took his vehicle back home with them, and you know, they found everything just as it was left. There was no sign of a struggle. All of Paul's belongings were in the vehicle. It looks like that he just got up and walked away. So, now Paul was last seen on camera getting into a Toyota white Camry at that Pilot station with an unknown male. He was also talking to a man and a woman in a white van in the parking lot. Paul Flores has not been heard from or seen since. And they have a lot of stuff going on up there in Klamath County. And law enforcement has not been very willing to help Cherry or his dad or his brothers. The family is just really desperate to find out exactly what happened to Paul. So if you have any information, please share this flyer. Please call Klamath County Sheriff's Department, and there is a case number on this flyer. If you see this flyer, please share it out for his mom. His mom is, I'm sure she's heartbroken that there has not been, you know, any evidence in this case. And I do think about her and Paul's family often. So if you happen to see this flyer, you know, please continue to share it for awareness, because there's got to be answers out there somewhere. People don't just disappear, guys. I have one last one that I want to share, but I got to go look and see what the update is on this. So if you'll give me 1 second. All right. And this is another case that kind of concerned me. This is an endangered runaway out of Sevier County, Tennessee. that I was asked to share. This is Cheyenne Halverson. Cheyenne Halverson, and in quotes, the last name Huff. Okay. She's been missing since December the 7th of 2025. And this teen is believed to be with a male whom she has an active order of protection in place against. She left her residence after telling her mother she was going to the beach with friends. However, the investigation has revealed that she boarded a bus. Reminds me a lot of Amber Ray Johnston. And investigators believe she has traveled to Michigan with Damian Hendrickson. If you have any information, please contact Detective Dexter Robbins with the Sevier County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division. And that number is on this flyer, 865-428-1899. And this flyer is the official flyer from Sevier County Sheriff's Department. If you happen to see this flyer, please share it out. I'm very, very concerned about her. Where does it say in Michigan? It does not give me a specific place. I wish it did. I wish it gave me more information. Let me look and see if there's any updates on her. I'm going to their website right now. Hold on. I just got an update. It says that she has been located, y'all. She has been located. Praise the Lord. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness. I was really concerned. But this says here, according to Sevier County Sheriff's Office, she has now been located as of yesterday. Thank goodness. And there is one last case that I do want to share with you guys. And let me get over here to my Facebook so that I can go back and share this for awareness purposes, to get the word out, because this young man's family is seeking justice, and I do want to share out that information for his family. This is Joseph Rose. Joseph Rose was last known to be alive on November the 24th of 2025. He has been found deceased. His body was found in a ditch in a fairly public area outside of Asheville, North Carolina, in Candler, North Carolina. So his family is calling his death suspicious and asking for support from the public in their search for answers. They ask anyone who has had contact with Joseph Rose since November 24th to please contact them. This includes anyone who saw him anywhere, even if you didn't speak to him. His backpack is believed to be missing. If you find it or have found a backpack, please speak up. Joseph was known to travel through North Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee. His mother is distraught, and his loved ones are all broken-hearted. His sister Rose can be reached at a phone number that I've got right here, that I'm going to share this link in the chat. You guys can go over and check out the Facebook link. You can contact his sister Rose, or you can contact the Asheville Police Department tip line. All prayers, support, and words of peace and kindness are appreciated by his loved ones during this time. But this is very concerning. His family believes that something nefarious may have happened to him. And I just wanted to share that awareness on behalf of his family, because they are seeking answers. And this post that I just shared is in regards to Joseph Rose. So if you see something, say something. Reach out to his family, reach out to law enforcement. Callie, I wish that I knew. I wish that I knew. So, if you see a flyer, share a flyer. Just do what we can. And I'll be sure to post, remember the links that for any of the cooking streams or anything, you can find those links in the description, and I'll make sure to post the links in the description of this video for the things that we talked about today. So I appreciate you guys choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. We've been here for an hour and 30 minutes. I will keep you posted if there's any other updates in Scott's case. Please continue to lift up his family, because this is going to be a tough holiday without Scott here. And knowing that we're going into February with the Stand Your Ground case, again, that's probably going to start around February the 17th through the 21st. And I will do my very best to go to court and get you all of the firsthand information from that. So I will be keeping you guys posted. And, we might have some more cooking streams. I have a couple more things I want to talk to you about. So we may have another live stream later on this week. And I hope you guys enjoy your week out there. I appreciate you guys joining me. Protect yourself. Protect your peace out there. There's a lot of craziness going on right now. Thank you for being here, Fuzzy Puff. I really appreciate it. And thank you to all the members that joined. And thank you, I Am Nobody, for your donation. And Callie, I really appreciate you guys so very much. And just as a quick reminder, let me get over here. Let's see if I've got it over here. Oh, I don't have it uploaded on this one. No, I don't have it uploaded on this one. I'll try to have my little video uploaded for the next one so that I can play it for you guys. But I do appreciate you guys supporting. Thank you, members. You are the reason that it makes it possible for me to make these flyers and help families in need that are out here that are struggling, because sometimes it's hard to know what to do in these cases. And I have a packet of information that is called What to Do When Your Loved One Goes Missing. And I share it with all the families that reach out to me so they have resources and know who to contact to get the help that they deserve. So I appreciate y'all being here. And I hope you'll join me for the next one. And take care, guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. Stay warm out there, because it sure is chilly down here in South Carolina. Take care, guys, and I'll catch you later. Bye now.
Rolling through the streets. Yeah, a mission in sight. Dutchie and a team, shining a light. They seek the unseen, they chase the unknown. Voices for the voiceless, help them bring them home.
The Dutch bus rides tonight, no soul left behind, sharing their flyers with respect on their names.
The Dutch bus will keep going through the fire and flames.
Fire and flames. Social spaces buzzing, the message takes flight. Echoes of the lost, they won't give up the fight. Injustice trembles under the weight of their name. The squad marches on, no time for games.
The Dutch bus rides tonight,
no soul left behind,
sharing their flyers with respect on their names.
the Dutch
remember the names, from the stolen to the missing. The Dutch bus is here. Bus rides tonight, no soul left behind, sharing their flyers with respect on their names. The Dutch bus will keep